From getting the fastest jets in the game to spending close to $100 million just to get to his events on time, Jeff Bezos has everything travel-related covered with his extraordinary private jets. The world's fourth richest man doesn't just own regular jets, though. Yes, I said jets plural. As if two planes aren't extravagant enough, both of them are Gulfstream G650ER jets. Even the name sounds fancy. As you can imagine, this type of jet has a lot of new features. So, let's start by looking at the technical specifications. Back in 2015, Jeff Bezos decided that it was time for a change. And so, he replaced his Dassault Falcon 900EX with a new G650ER. One definitely wasn't enough for him, so he bought another through his holding company in 2019. Back then, this was the best private jet on the market. Not only did it set insane speed and range records, it was also extremely luxurious. The G650ER might not be as fast as the Bombardier Global 8000, but it's still top of the line. With 16,900 pounds of takeoff thrust each, one engine can travel a whopping 7,500 nautical miles. As if that wasn't enough, it can also reach heights of 51,000 feet between Mach 0.85 and 0.925. When you're Jeff Bezos, you're always on the go, because that's what a multi-billion-dollar business empire requires. He has a lot to do, and he needs to do it efficiently. The biggest asset humans have is time, so it makes sense why the founder of Amazon wants to save as much of it as possible. What better way to do so than having the Gulfstream G650ER jets as his fleet? Now, if you're wondering how much these planes cost, it goes without saying that they're expensive. Like $65 million each expensive. Can you imagine that? But wait, that's just the standard market price. If you're rich, you probably don't want the same jet that everyone else has. Optional enhancements on these jets can cost up to a few $1,000,000. I mean, that's pocket change for Bezos. There's no knowing for sure what upgrades Jeff Bezos has on his jets. But Gulfstream, the company that made the jets, advertises at least 4 new configurations. Let's look at the standard options for the jets. Spoiler alert, these are some very opulent standard options. In option 1, not only does the forward galley and crew compartment layout have 3 living areas, there are also 13 seats that convert into 6 huge beds. For all your friends and family, of course. The second option you can go for, if you think of buying this jet, is just like the last one, except with an aft galley. The next one has a smaller forward galley with no dedicated crew seats, along with a grand total of 17 passenger seats, which convert into 7 beds, of course. There are also 4 living areas with this option. In the last one, there's an aft galley with no crew compartment, along with 3.5 living quarters and 15 seats that convert into 6 beds. Whichever option you choose, each is definitely going to be more than comfortable. Now that we've gone over the layout, let's look at what the interior of this plane is like. Now, I don't need to tell you that the interior is going to be lavish, because that goes without saying. Whichever option Jeff Bezos chooses for his jet, there's no doubt that it's going to be straight out of a movie. Each jet has 2 bathrooms and a few couches certified for takeoff and landing. Plus, it's ready and waiting just in case you want to have a meeting in the air. Or if you want to just sit back and relax and watch a movie. Anything really. Every single seat on the plane is extremely comfortable. Probably more comfortable than my bed at home. It's made of fine leather and stretched across a whopping 28 inches. Talk about flying in luxury. In case you need to compare sizes, just know that economy seats are about 15 inches wide, and first-class seats on planes, like the Emirates A380, are 23 inches wide. When Jeff Bezos is on the plane, you just know he's not struggling for leg space. Comfort is the best thing that this plane offers, and Jeff Bezos needs it between his business meetings, which take place across literal oceans. Of course, the fun doesn't end there, though. This is one of the most high-tech planes ever created, and the designers of the plane made sure that every inch of it exuded comfort and luxury. Along with all the fancy interiors, the G650ER features an innovative air system that provides 100% fresh air every few minutes while you're up in the air. As if this wasn't enough, there is also an optimized cabin altitude. When you're on the plane, it probably doesn't even feel like it. When flying at 51,000 feet, the cabin is pressurized to 4,850 feet. But at 41,000 feet, the aircraft cabin altitude is a comfortable 2,800 feet. Flying on this plane as an ordinary person would be the trip of your life. To think this is just Jeff Bezos' mode of transportation for his daily commute is wild. When you see the plane's well-lit interior and the huge panoramic windows, it looks like a mansion at first. Did I mention that the 16 panoramic windows inside the jet are also some of the largest in the world aviation industry? All around, this plane is just awesome. Even if you're a part of the cabin crew, you're going to reap the benefits of flying on a multi-million-dollar aircraft. Pilots can also take advantage of the G650's flight deck features. It's any pilot's dream come true to have advanced fly-by-wire controls, streamlined displays with plain view 2, as well as cutting-edge avionics which help reduce the overall workload and increase safety. The experience of flying a private jet is very different from a commercial one. The Gulfstream G550 is the first ever jet to have an enhanced flight vision system, EFVS. It can even help pilots to navigate safe landings, especially in areas where poor visibility is a huge issue. All things considered, it's safe to say that the G650 is up to the task, no matter where it goes. Jeff Bezos' private jets are nothing less than incredible, that much is for sure. He's still stirring up controversy with them, though. For example, he flew to a climate change summit on these jets. That caught the attention of climate change activists. The billionaire was attending the United Nations COP26 Climate Summit in Glasgow, Scotland, in 2021 and sparked a lot of outrage. Environmentalists blame the billionaire and the other hundreds of attendees who arrived in private planes for the flight's environmental damage and climate change. These claims make a lot of sense, though, because Business Insider reported that more than 400 private jets carrying approximately 1,000 attendees arrived at the event, which aimed to bring together world leaders to commit to urgent global climate action. It's quite ironic that they arrived at a summit for climate change in this manner. But Jeff Bezos' team had a response ready. It looks like he knew what was going to go down once he arrived on one of his Gulfstreams at the event. A Bezos Earth Fund representative claimed, after the controversy of course, that he used sustainable aviation fuel for the flight, which offset all carbon emissions from his flights. That's a bold claim to make. For the most part, though, Bezos seems unfazed. He's just living his life in his luxury private jets. That's all I have for you today.